you guys been preparing for this weekend's matchup?
I can talk to you after practice. This will be our first practice back. Obviously landing at 4 a.m. Tuesday morning, gave them Tuesday off, and then yesterday I was off as well. For us, like, the focus is going to be completely us today. There are a lot of things we got to get better at. We as a staff, myself, we got to be better teachers to our young kids. UCLA was really, really good. I wouldn't be surprised if we saw them in Cleveland sometime in April, whenever that is. But we have to be better in a lot of areas.
What's your takeaway from that first game, and what do you want the kids to take away from that?
Yeah, I think a lot of things. First and foremost, like, they're where we want to go. And understand that, we're not getting there this year probably, but we can make and take steps towards getting there. And the other thing is, like, just being there for each other when times are really, really hard. The hard thing for me was, like, seeing the fourth quarter. It was just a little disheartening, and we challenged them, like, hey, let's go win this quarter, and we lost it by 17 points. If we were able to tie or win that quarter somehow, the way we kind of competed in that second quarter, it's not a 42-point loss or whatever the number was. It's in the 20s, and maybe even less than that. So losing the fourth quarter by 17 was tough, but I thought for the most part our young kids really competed. They made some mistakes, which is going to happen, but really, really pleased to see that.
So obviously the loss wasn't ideal way to start off the year, but playing such a tough opponent, you do see some mistakes early on that you might see later on in the season that you have just seen right from the get-go. So what were some of those mistakes?
I think we counted like 56 points of their night. They have 91, 92 points, or some scout stuff that we didn't do right. And maybe they still score, but maybe they don't score 56, right? So being able to correct some correctables and understanding scout, I think that has to do with our young kids being in there too, and just understanding, scout and personnel and why we're trying to do such and such. I think too, like, we're going to be better in January and February because of what happened on Monday. Moving forward, this freshman class is going to be better in their junior year because of what happened on Monday. But, like, for the time being, I think we see what we need to focus on. There was no stopping Lauren Betts for us. Like, she was 6'7" and moved and strong, and we were playing against a couple Olympians and some six McDonald's All-Americans out there. But, like, we saw that we can do some things. We just have to do it consistently for 40 minutes. But I do remember watching the 99 game and just thinking, like, okay, it can happen, right? Like, here's a bunch of 9 of them were from the state of Indiana. Like, it can happen. Being from Indiana, you can go win some national championships. I think the biggest moment for me remembering that year is when they beat Tennessee at home that year. I'm honest.
Love the honesty.
Right. Obviously Quincy was a good warm-up for our young kids, but, maybe, not quite reality. And I think UCLA was like a smack in the face, like, okay, this is what it is. Southern's coming in here 0-2. They played Baylor really close. It was a 4-point game in the third quarter, and I know they got blitzed last night by Texas. Both of those teams have size we don't have, so we need to approach Southern on Sunday the way we approached or tried to approach, UCLA. Like, we have to play every team like that. Every possession has to be intentful. Every possession has to be with the mindset of, like, I'm going to get this done, and it's just being there for each other. I think in the good times against Quincy, you could see how connected and how we were there for each other, and then the difference in UCLA when it got hard, how separated we were, which is great. It's like, that's a lot of correctable, fixable things that we're going to show them on tape and get better from it. Nothing's gonna, no drop offs. I don't. Whoever starts, whoever comes off the bench, like, there's going to be an opportunity for somebody to make plays, and that's the beauty of this team. And I think the more experience our young kids get, the better that becomes for us down the stretch.